Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the VR Master League. We are here with a fantastic Onward matchup for you folks. I am your caster today, Nohm4n with a 4. I'm joined today by Mr. Todd Abercorn here. TFH, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Nohm4n. How you doing?
I am doing very, very good. We've got a lot of Onward for the folks at home, just like in the chamber. Locked, it's loaded, we're ready to go. So let's start talking about, while we wait for the teams to get their lobby up, let's start talking about the bans. Let the folks at home know what the bans are today.
Okay, so SMC Tactical has decided to ban Downfall, words, and MAYHEM, former Stone Cold Killers, have decided to ban Tanker. Now, after crunching the numbers on these, I think I have decisively figured out why each one has been banned.
Well, let everyone know. Let everyone know. I want to know, personally.
Professor Todd is in the house. Starting with MAYHEM. MAYHEM have chosen to ban Tanker, and rightfully so, because they only have currently, in their entire history of being both Stone Cold Killers and MAYHEM, only have one Tanker 29% of all rounds, which is not ideal at all. So, very defensive ban coming out from MAYHEM, but on SMC's side, which I think is more incredible, SMC Tactical have only played Downfall in recorded history twice.
Yeah,
with only 42% win rate.
I saw that. That was a pretty crazy number. I mean, we went back through the stats just in the pre-show here, and yeah, they season 7, season 6, season 5, 0 record of any downfalls played, which means they likely banned downfall in almost every single match against their opponents. So yeah, I guess not a surprising ban based on those facts, but
and it's very interesting because downfall is typically a map that is rather enjoyed by higher level teams. So SMC is kind of sticking it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact, like Danglers aren't a huge fan of downfall either. I mean, there's a few teams that tend to shy away from it. It's a challenging map. It really is. Even to make strategies for it can be so time consuming, just because there's so much ground to cover. There's so many different angles to watch. Not a super surprising ban coming out of really any team. I mean, lately even Blaze has been banning it, even though we did enjoy playing on it quite a bit last season. But yeah, so we're gonna get into round 1 here pretty quickly as the teams are all ready. We're just getting into the lobby here. They should be filing in shortly, but before we go to the match page, we'll let you guys know what that first map is going to be. The pick coming out from MAYHEM is going to be Quarantine. The Quarantine will be the first map. It is MAYHEM's choice as they are the home team. And again, those bans were Anchor and Downfall. So that is what we got coming at you right now. Let's take a quick look at the match page so we can see which players are going to be potentially on the field today. For the MAYHEM side, you've got Defilade SS, James Boke, Potato Bot, Technic, and Let Wookie Win. And on the SMC side, you've got Sickness, Captain Soda, Edna Jordan, Landon Jordan, Mr. Beefy, Ponecake, Miracle Dev, and our resident caster, Triple Nipple, as well. So we'll be seeing who is in on the lineup for both of these teams. I mean, obviously, MAYHEM is running just their flat 5. They've only got 5 registered on VRML, so those are the 5 we're going to be seeing in-game. And for SMC, it's looking like Captain Soda, Landon, Sickness, Miracle Dev, which is one of the newer additions, formerly of the Stone Cold Killers team they're playing against right now. And we don't have the 5th just yet in the lobby, but Todd, I am going to ask you what your feelings are about what we're going to see in this matchup today. What are you expecting? Are you expecting any kind of blowouts, or are we thinking lots of caps? I mean, what's your thoughts? Oh, maybe we lost Todd. It's potential that we lost Todd in the fray. It's just me. It's just Nohm4n. Well, I'll give you my thoughts. How about that? I will throw out what I'm thinking. MAYHEM has been playing exceptionally well. They have been a strong team in the beginning of the season. They are or were, I believe, are undefeated on the season, coming off of a win versus, I want to say it was Blaze last, actually, now that I think about it. So playing very well. Potato Bot and Defilade, both sort of the linchpin players on that team, really having their time to shine. And definitely no slouches. I mean, I think a lot of teams have been sort of underestimating them since they went through their roster changes, losing a couple of members. But proving everybody wrong. Coming out the gate pretty strong. Already in the silver division, likely to be gold if this is a victory. From the SMC side, I mean, there's just so much. There's so much to say about SMC. They're such a solid team. They've been practicing an absolute ton. Their equipment utilization and coordination is almost unrivaled. I mean, it really is up there with the G-Men and the Globochem and the beginners of the world. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a great match. I don't think SMC will underestimate MAYHEM by any stretch, so I think this will be their first really true test in terms of challenging matchups. So I'm excited to see what's happening here. The 5th member is finally in. It is Pone Cake that is going to round out the SMC roster. But the teams are in. They are readied up. So we should be getting into the action here quite quickly. Looks like our co-caster is having some technical issues, so it'll just be little old me bringing you some delightful Onward action. All right, let's head back to the pre-round while we wait for the teams to ready up. Do want to take this time to thank our sponsors, VR Cover and ProTube VR. Thank you so much for all the stuff you guys do for the league. As always, I want to thank all the viewers that decided to turn out on this fine Sunday evening to hang out with myself, Todd, and then myself and Sleepy right after this game. So don't go anywhere. We've got Dangler's Globochem coming up on the same channel, hopefully without overlap. I mean, I don't know how long this game is going to go, but I was assured it was going to be a speedy one, so we'll see if that is the case. But do stick around. We've got several hours of Onward for you guys to digest. And I do want to take this time. I haven't also said this at the end of a couple of my casts. I think some other people may have as well, but there is a new feedback button underneath the video. So if you guys have feedback on the cast, anything you'd like to see, anything you haven't seen, something you see that you don't like, whatever it is. The Twitch chat's not great. We don't all keep track of the Twitch chat as much as we can. So use that feedback link to give us some information about what you think. We're always looking to improve. Obviously, as you may have already heard several times, there is a UI redesign that is coming in the next few weeks whenever I find the time to wrap it up. And we work with a few of the other teams around the league, but that's going to be very exciting. So stick around and stay tuned for that. We're going to definitely be looking for your feedback when that rolls out. Yeah, well, we've got ourselves a match, but a match that has decided not yet to start. All 10 members readied up in the lobby, but I'm sure if they're waiting for the word go. And if they are, I just gave it to them. So we will see how quickly they kick off this matchup. I'm excited to get into this. Well, I'm excited to get Todd back in the co-caster's desk, because 4 hours of casting makes Nohman's voice something. So if I go silent for short periods of time, you will have to excuse me. Gotta save the pipes, you know? Gotta keep those pipes clean. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's ready. The timer is time. The teams are teaming. We are in round 1 of this first map. SMC on the defense, Mayhem getting that southeast quick spawn. We'll see if they catch anybody crossing here. Got 2 oriented towards the north. Not really paying attention down this sightline. There is somebody watching the south street, but a little bit of fire coming out already towards the south side. And Mayhem just kind of chilling out, just kind of hanging out here in their spawn. I mean, it's a challenging street cross to make. Here goes Defilade on the original cross, the laser looking for him, not gonna find him. And Wookie Win will also get across. I have to imagine that SMC was calling that information in, so these guys by no means will have snuck in anywhere. But the fact that they allowed Defilade to cross to the north is going to give them a bit of a headache. He's definitely the strongest long-range shooter that Mayhem has, as far as I know. So getting him into a position of height, Technic here looks like the resident sniper for this particular matchup as he starts proning around. He just misses a cross there from Sickness on the OBJ. Shots from Soda come out onto the North Street, but it's just pre-fire. Not likely that he would have spotted anybody just yet, as Defilade and Wookie both get set up here in the north, taking their time. I mean, SMC is real tight on that objective, so a lot of this Mayhem trepidation in the north seems a little unnecessary, but they don't know that. It's only the casters that know that. Communication coming in there, letting the rest of the members of Mayhem know that they have crossed into center north. Shots ringing out for Miracle Dev also. I mean, they're just checking. Oh, he's shooting the... I know what he's doing. He's shooting that catwalk where Defilade has been known to sit with a sniper rifle, so... Interesting play there to try to get the move from Mayhem, but as we know, Defilade and Wookie here coming down the northwest side are going to have to deal with one. Oh, there's an invisible wall there.
Like on the fuselage?
No, on the right side. Right side, past the wing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna move up this way. Alright.
I mean, those guys in the south have moved like exactly 100 feet, if that. Now Captain Soda under fire. And that post office wall staying tucked in.
I thought you were going, James.
James crossing under the cover fire from Potato. Not a bad idea. Keeping Soda tucked in means they won't be able to catch the early cross on the East Street, but the troubles are only just beginning, as now they have got to find these guys on the south. Miracle Dev scanning. Oh, and James with a fantastic headshot is going to find Miracle Dev. And that'll be the first death here. Almost 4 minutes in to this first Quarantine 1 round, and James finding the nice little headshot onto Miracle Dev.
Push it on, backside. Go along the backside.
So now there's going to be a rotation here as they start to encircle. The northwest still getting set up. Shots coming out from Landon towards Wookie will not land. And he may miss this cross entirely if he doesn't peek. Oh, they're on the other side of the building. Never mind, they missed the cross anyway because they can't see it. That grenade almost finding Sickness. I mean, pretty much as close as it gets. Landon now looking for the cross on North Street. Is he going to be able to find Defilade and Wookie here as they try to make this push? It's a relatively small window in which they can get shot, but definitely a dangerous one. Smoke's now coming out from the offense. About 80 seconds left. Offense now has to start closing in. Captain Soda's going to be the one that finds Defilade as he comes down that center street. Pwnecake will be looking for Potato here on the corner. Potato opting to make a long rotation out. Not sure why he decided to go for that wall, but Pwnecake will find the frag there. And just like that, at 60 seconds left, Mayhem only 3 remaining on the board. Captain Soda taking shots on Wookie, but now under fire himself. Will Wookie be able to make the cross here? And Wookie will find Landon. Captain Soda with the quick refrag. Technic finds Pwnecake on a nice little sniper shot there from the back hill. But 30 seconds are left. There's 2 members on both teams. Captain Soda doesn't have eyes on this cross to objective. Sickness is the one who's got to be looking for it. Sickness is going to miss him. Technic's inside on Cap. James finds Captain Soda. Sickness is rotating, but the Cap comes in anyway. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Mayhem will grab themselves 2 points early with a real down-to-the-wire play there. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. What a cap that was. Somebody please clip that so that we can see it later. I gotta not sing so much. It's gonna really be taxing on the old vocal cords, but a great play there by Mayhem. You know, they had the right picks when they needed to have them. They sort of had an understanding of where a lot of the defenders were, it seemed. Maybe a few small disconnects there, but in the end, Sickness being focused on Captain Soda's fight with James led to Technic just sneaking in there. Just sneaking in there by a hair, grabbing themselves 2 points. Now we are going to see what happens with the SMC round as they look to jump onto their offensive round here. And just waiting on them to get set up. Never mind, I was gonna try something out, but you know what? NBD. I would much rather us have some game to watch if you guys catch the old drift. Now, Mayhem is going to be the one on the defense. SMC getting the long crater spawn. So no mirrored spawns in this case. Free fire from Technic gonna come out, but a little too early as SMC not going to be on that South Street for some time. And let's take a gander over here. So they've got 2 coming towards the south side, and James is gonna find Sickness. Wow, I gave up on that angle a little too early, and Sickness is down and out. So now just one gonna make the approach here through the center, as Pwnecake opts for rotation through East HQ, while the rest of the members of SMC get set up in the north. And this defense, somewhat similar, but a little bit more spread out. They've got the one in the north here. This is going to be an altercation pretty quickly. Landon looking for Defilade. Defilade tosses out a nice little frag, but just a bit too short, but the headshot is the correct length as he finds Landon. Now Defilade aware of one on the rooftop. This cross will be dangerous if he tries to make it here. That defender's laser makes me so nervous. Now Captain Soda on the roof. Might try to catch at least one. There's nobody really peering onto the roof. The only person within range is likely Technic there, but a difficult shot to make, even on a good day.
No, I think he's still up. I might have got him on the stairs though.
Captain Soda's call out incorrect. Defilade was able to rotate out. It is a 5v3 now, as James looking like maybe he's spotted out Pwnecake's eastern cross there. Not quite. Not quite. Just taking a few shots out. So let's see what SMC is able to do here with 3, as they've got 2 in the north. One in the south. Hopefully gonna make it to ambulance and start getting his positioning set up. James will shut down that ambulance approach as Pwnecake goes down in the south, and now SMC down to just 2. Mayhem holds strong on this defense, still 5 up. Now it's just Miracle Dev and Soda. Opting to start rotating off. They've got 3 minutes left on the clock, so about half time burned here. It's going to be a tough angle for Miracle Dev to try to catch either Defilade or Wookiee. I mean, Defilade is set up expecting somebody to chase him down this corridor. So he's in a tight little angle there. Looks like underneath the fuselage, tucked in behind those canisters. The shots will come out from Miracle Dev. Keeps Defilade from peeking the corner. but also gives the defense an idea of where at least one of these members are. They should have somewhat accurate count, I believe. Miracle Dev is going to be the one that finds James in that center burning building. Oh, apologies there. That was an accidental camera shift. Now Miracle Dev will choose to rotate out. It's 2 minutes left. They've got to start setting up their actual push here, but they don't have enough down to really have an accurate idea of where they should make their push in from. And I would venture to say this is probably the most challenging cross they're going to have to make, as Captain Soda's going to be the one that finds Defilade.
Back west wall.
All out comes in. He's looking for him. We're going to... The laser is pointing there. He might have him scoped in. They're just barely spotting each other, but not quite enough to get the kill. Are just 60 seconds left as Miracle Dev and Soda look to get at least one more pick and shake up the defense a little bit before they make their approach. But 60 seconds, I mean, you'll burn 20 just running to the objective. You need at least 5 to cap. Maybe 3 if you're real speedy. Captain Soda looking for Wookie. Wookie's not on that angle currently. They're all watching the South Street cross. Tato just trying to keep Miracle suppressed up on the roof so he doesn't make the cross in. Technic now on the inside here. Captain Soda looking for him. He does find one. Technic has to react. He has not yet reacted to this. He's through the car. He does find the shots through the windows of the car, and 26 seconds left. It's all up to Miracle Dev, who is looking for one on the corner of the objective. 17 seconds. He doesn't have time to play this game. And the defense needs to just tuck in at this point. Or Technic can rotate down to the south-hand side. But 5 seconds left. Not enough time left, and the trade comes out. Mayhem is going to be picking themselves up another round and going up 3-0 early in the series. A great defense there. Some early picks by James, really helping to solidify that defensive win for them. That early cross, picking up Sickness, the team captain for SMC, I believe, and, well, definitely their field commander as such. So losing him, I think, would have been a pretty huge blow early on. And losing Pone Cake to the South Cross without him picking up any kills there either. Or maybe he had one. Nope, I think that was in the first round. But either way, firing on all cylinders here. Mayhem comes out the gate strong. 3-0 on their map choice. Apologies for the silence, folks. Just trying to, you know, keep the vocal cords sharp here today as we wait for the teams to get ready. And ready they are, as we are now getting into round 3. Sickness giving those audibles to the team. It is going to be a direct cross spawn. So 2 members are going to make it into the south, no problem, as shots come out surprisingly from the offense towards the defense. Usually you'd see it the other way as the defense tries to stop the offense from getting set up, but nice little nade toss comes in. But A little wild. Not really sure who would be out in the middle of the street there this early on. Definitely not the Mayhem I have been watching. Defilade here is set up. Wonder if he's got the scoped weapon. Looks like he does. Yes, indeed. That M16 with the 12X. He's going to be looking for that pick at center burning, most likely. He's got that call out now, so the team knows. Technic looking for one on the inside corner here. Soda's got to be careful, but now... Oh boy, the double laser is Sickness. Keeping his eyes on this north center glass building.
Cover roof for me if he shoots me.
Let's follow Technic here. Now that suppressing fire has got to come out if the roof guy, but he doesn't have to worry about roof so much as he's got to worry about Sickness and Soda here. Nice little nade toss coming out on top of Sickness, and it's a complete and utter devastation. Fantastic shot there, or sorry, fantastic nade there from Technic. That's not, I keep jumping to the wrong people.
Moving up to
Okay,
tank.
don't bind your replays to the same button that switches to players. Good to know. Technic now pushing up. He's got James with him. Defilade does find the shot on Landon as he makes his cross. As he makes his way down the stairwell of center burning. And that's two members of SMC out already as Mayhem are just on an absolute tear. That smoke a little unfortunate, just blinding James and nothing else. Defense now rotating as Technic gets spotted out by Soda on the inside wall here. All-outs come out. It's such an unfortunate gap in those smokes as Soda finds Technic, but is pushed back. Potato Bot is going to be the one that finds a nice little nade down onto Soda, and now Miracle Dev, one of the few left. Pwnecake did get the revive here on Landon, but James now has Tablet out. Pwncake's rotating to try to catch this cap. James not going to cap today, as he is not ready for two members the defense to be there. Miracle Dev getting the confirmed shots out, and now SMC starting to recover a little bit there as their defense had been pretty weak. Miracle Dev now going down, making that an unfortunate timing for me to say that. Now SMC just operating with one. Captain Soda only good for callouts there on Street Cross. So Pwnecake will be the one that is looking to make this defense happen. He is still under the scope of Defilade. Be pretty impressive. Potato Bot is going to be the one that finds the kill, though. And Mayhem is going to take map 1 commandingly away from SMC. Taking a look at the scores there. Captain Soda finding 5. Miracle Dev and Pwnecake with 2 apiece for SMC. The Mayhem side, James with 5, Potato Bot 3, Technic 3 as well. Technic getting that early cap in round 1. There's going to be a 3-round map, and now we're on to our second map. I apologize, I have been updating the score, just making sure. But now it is time for us to get into map 2, and map 2 is going to be Suburbia, ladies and gents. We're going to see some Suburbia. This is the classic, the typical, the expected, the safe, the warm SMC pick that we all know and love. SMC are definitely huge fans of Suburbia. It is where they do, in this caster's opinion, some of their finest work. So we will see exactly how fine that work is in just a moment here.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Oh boy, and just in time for map 2, Todd making his return to the co-casting desk. How you doing, buddy? Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties are the worst.
Yeah, Windows Update decided that it didn't want me to cast the first map, so
Sure.
that's what happened.
Sure, clean stuff. All right, well, glad to have you back here as Mayhem just, I mean, really ran through SMC. I wouldn't say ran. I would say walked casually through SMC because they did use up a lot of the round timers in the 3 rounds we played, but they were able to cap on round 1 on a nice little sneaky play and then picked up the next 2 rounds, no problem taking the map 4-0. And now we're just waiting on everybody to ready up as SMC takes Mayhem to Suburbia, their map pick. Looks like there is going to be a rotation of players. Miracle Dev not currently loaded in for SMC, so might be seeing a bit of a roster swap here. So bear with us, folks, while we get that all ironed out.
Mayhem, though, taking it to SMC, showing that they don't need Miracle Dev on their team to perform.
Yeah, this is kind of like the, this is what you want, right? Like your captain leaves and you play against his new team. You want to try to beat him, right? I mean, that's kind of the idea. I don't know if it was amicable or not, their split. Obviously, we don't get that deep into the information for Onward, but I do hope, I mean, it's always better when, you know, you just find newer opportunities. Personally, I'm a guy who would love to see my teammates succeed, so if that means they have to go elsewhere, good on them. It's a game. They should have fun wherever they go. So hopefully that's the situation here, but either way, it does feel pretty good, I imagine, to take over a team and start, really not even against your own team, just start racking up the wins. I mean, they're 3-0, I believe, on the season. So it's not really just this game. They're doing great. Overall, very, very solid play from them coming out. Just on that Q1 round, there was so many good plays and clearly a lot of coordination from these two teams. So Mayhem really showing some of that fresh thinking in the league in that first map. But we'll see what map 2 looks like, because SMC is definitely no slouch on Suburbia. I'm going to call that it will likely go down to the wire for map 2 here. What are your thoughts? You think SMC's got this in the bag for map 2, or?
Well, looking at the stats, SMC is looking a little stronger here, I should say. Nice 61% stats against, you know, other competitive teams, so definitely not one of their weak maps. I think it's up there with their cargo, and they really love these close range maps that are mainly skill based and reflex based. So I think we're gonna see the better side of SMC here.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're not out yet. I mean, a 4-0 loss can be a little demoralizing, but for a senior team like this, it's just a drop in the bucket. You know, they've been there before. They can clean it up again if they need to. They're not going to be out of this second map yet, and we are now with our full 5. SMC pulling in our resident caster buddy Trip into the lineup, so he will be in for their Suburbia play. And it's going to be an exciting one for sure. I am excited. I mean, in non-Onward specific talk, I'm excited because I am rolling the replay buffer and I am not lagging the stream. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. We might be able to catch a couple replays for the folks at home and do a little overview at the end. Although I did miss that sweet nade onto center burning. At least I think I did.
But Reminisce no longer.
Yeah.
Map 2, round 1, about to begin as we speak.
Yes, indeed. As we go into this second map, Pwnecake going to be the most aggressive coming out into lane 2. Lane 1 pushing up quickly as well, and now the pre-fire coming out towards that back fence, it looks like, in lane 2. Yeah, and still just kind of waiting for their picks. I like this setup here. If you go to the overhead map, this 2-1-2 formation they've got going really gets it going. Landon, though, is going to find a down with that nade. Of course, this, when I look at the overhead map, is when he throws an across-the-map nade and kills somebody.
I should put nades on the map then. That's obviously what needs to be fixed.
I think that's going to be... Well, you know, the rule is going to be don't look away from Landon until he throws his frag. I think that's going to be the new casting rule. Because the man is just devastating with those grenades and already showing that. Ooh, a C4 detonation there. I think that was on the inside of the building. It must have been, because it did not catch Pone Cake. I need C4s to be highlighted. Another nade coming out into lane 1. A little too far to find Sickness. Some smokes now coming in from the offense. The positioning is not bad. That one that landed on the tank is going to be not as helpful as they would have hoped. Oh, don't want to be in a tree either. Sickness and Pone Cake both on the inside of center house as a grenade drops down to try to clear them. Not going to work this time. Pone Cake trying to make the call for I'm down. Captain Soda finding Defilade on the inside of the tank there is going to make it 2 and then 3. Technic with the quick refrag onto Landon, though, starts to even things out a little bit, but it's too late as Pone Cake rushes upstairs, finds Wookie. And now it's just the last remaining member of Mayhem in the trade. And there it is. Technic and Pone Cake trade out. In that first round, SMC finds their first round win in the series.
SMC really beginning to shine out on their map pick. Just in time. They don't win this map. They lose the series to a team that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are betting they're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying it earlier in the, when we were setting up the cast, though. I mean, I feel like a lot of teams are underestimating them. I know for a fact that I did. I underestimated Mayhem when we played them and got, handily punished for it. And I think a lot of teams are like that right now because, everybody sort of knows what teams' skill levels tend to be, right? Based on the players that play and how long they've been in the league, etc. But Mayhem's showing that you can have, old dogs with new tricks, because they are definitely playing on another level. Some of their pickups from, I think it was last season, a bunch of the players were relatively new, like James and Potato Bot. I think are relatively new to the league in general.
Wookie as well.
Wookie, yes. So a lot of fresh faces in there, but I think Sleepy and I were talking about it on a cast yesterday, and the new blood sometimes is better than teams that have been around for a long time because they're not bogged down by a lot of like meta changes and trained bad habits. And so far, I mean, from what I've played against and cast, Mayhem plays a clean game. They're just kind of on point with their communication and their rotations.
And another thing I've always noticed about Mayhem / Stone Cold Killers is that they're always good with knowing these pre-fire spots. They know where people are going to be at certain times. And so they're really good at reading the meta.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And I mean, the meta is changing pretty frequently these days with the new hotfixes adding stuff and removing stuff and causing weird issues. And you constantly have to be adapting in these games. And I've done a good job of doing just that. It looks like all the teams are readied up. I think the round is kicking off here.
I am. Are we gonna
And
get
round 2 is now underway.
like at the same time again? Shoot this line though. Yeah. Within the first minute. Shooting this line. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
A little bit of coordination there coming out as they spawn in. Always interesting to see which teams have their game plans, locked in and ready to go. Which ones have to make some kind of audible call early on. Return fire from Pone Cake there into lane 2. Not going to find anybody early as the offense still gets set up. Nice nade coming out there, but a little too high. Landon's nade, you know I gotta chase one of these bad boys. Is gonna find Defilade, and that right
nice.
there is why you absolutely have to follow the man's grenades. He's, it's like he's got the heat-seeking frags. I feel like if he'd have just thrown like 2 frags every round, he would have gotten 2 kills on Quarantine every round. SMC could have turned things around there. Just based purely on that cannon of an arm.
He's got them laser-guided nades. Just no one else does.
Yes, he does.
Simple as that.
Yes, he does. That is a fact. Right now, Defilade back up on his feet. Mayhem is back up to 5 strong as they've got a 2-3 setup west to east here. SMC just waiting on somebody to walk into their line of sight. Mostly tucked in, not a lot of rotations coming out. They have 3 stacked inside the building and 2 in center.
It's a very interesting strat. You're prioritizing people on the side of middle house that's impossible to get picks on because, well, there are no windows there.
Captain Soda just caught a fantastic nade from Technic as well. He is down here in the back porch. Thickness now rotating to get the res. Should be...
We got it. We got it.
Revive comes out, but now Potato Bot taking some shots out towards his position. Trip getting suppressed from somewhere else, and now the return nade is going to come find Technic on this side in the trades with these nades. The nade trades are coming out non-stop. A little air burst coming out there. Oh, and that, if that had made it into that window, that would have, I don't know. Trip does find James from upstairs. Oh, actually, yes, from upstairs into the playground. Defilade is going to be the one looking for that refrag. He's not going to find it. Potato keeping a little bit of suppression on center house. He's not going to find a whole lot of love here. I'm surprised Technic has not been rezzed yet. Defilade keeping Trip suppressed, now under fire from Sickness as well. His rotation through to this other side of the center of the center burning. I'm on the wrong map. Of the burning building. Yeah, it's going to be real dangerous, so he needs some help from his teammates there. And Potato Bot. Oh, unfortunate. Wookie Win finds a nice nade onto Sickness, though. Quite a long-range nade at that. Soda finds Potato Bot.
I think he was trying to grab his syringe, but accidentally grabbed the knife.
Yes, indeed. Ponecake and Wookie just sort of trading blind fire here in lane 2. Defilade was able to find one crossing to try to get the res on Sickness. Captain Soda's going to be the one that finds Wookie on his pushback out from lane 2, and now it's just up to Defilade. Doesn't really have the time to go get the res. That'll allow SMC to pick up Sickness. And Defilade's gonna find Trip. Captain Soda looking for Defilade here. Is he gonna get this res off in time? It looks like he will. And now the shot's ringing out from Sickness onto his position. The nade comes in.
And a nice flash, but a little short.
And he's just gonna rotate out based off of that. I think that might have caught him. I think Defilade is tucked in there for a good 8 to 10 seconds. Defilade with the quick peek finds Soda. It's a 1v2 now. Ponecake is looking for Defilade out of this center window. Is he going to be ready for him? Oh, he's actually not watching. There he is. He's going to look now. And the shots come out. Defilade is cleaned up. SMC takes their second round in map 2. Solid play so far. I mean, really an unfortunate team kill there, trying to get the res. Definitely set them back a little bit, and then not rotating to get that res of Potato Bot, who was downed pretty much immediately after the TK. Set them back several players, but Defilade there almost pulling it back on his own, finding, I believe, 3 that round. Yeah, it does look like 3 kills that round. So a great offensive play by him, but SMC holding strong, as I said, not going to be out of it just yet. They look to take
Will
this.
Mayhem launch their comeback? This is the real question.
Anything can happen, my good friend. Anything can happen. I would not be surprised.
This is their chance on this map to take down SMC for good. Probably get that, rake in that sweet MMR while they're at it.
Oh yeah. Ooh, let's see if we could show the folks at home a quick replay. Let's see if this worked out here. I'll just take a quick look at. Oh, that's not a replay. That's definitely not a replay. Oh, these are the replays. All right, let's take a look here. Will this play before time starts? Yes. Yes, it will. The res came out there onto Captain Soda.
Well done that last round, guys. Good res too.
And then the return nade here from Captain Soda onto Technic. I gotta shorten these replays a little bit. There it is, a nice little nade onto Technic. We will review the other one, but before we do that, we have a whole round to get into, folks. SMC now on the offense, 2 points up. Mayhem looking to get there.
Middle house.
Oh, middle house. What a time. What a time to be in this
A
game
nade going
right
out
now.
from James Boak, lands in lane 2. Doesn't find anybody. A little too much hot sauce. Could have gotten pone cake if thrown earlier, but that would have been illegal. Another return nade comes out right into the front porch area. Doesn't land and find anybody. Good old mortaring happening as we speak.
See, I mean, I had to just follow Landon. That was the key. Just keep following Landon, watch for his nades, and then you could do whatever you want with the cameras.
Exactly. It's just the man works like clockwork.
Indeed he does. I think that the next person in trouble here is going to be Defilade. I think Defilade's got the biggest hurdle to cross here as Trip and Captain both on the backside of this house. I'd be shocked if I don't see a nade kill somebody here.
Oh. Well, nade just went out. It is a frag, but it's a little off to the left there of pone cake. We're just seeing some good rockets coming out from both sides here. I think that's the 4th one we've seen so far.
Yeah, either 3rd or 4th on this round.
There's, let's see if I'm doing my, we've almost used up half our nades. Quick fire coming out, Defilade finding Captain Soda on the lane 4 side by school bus.
Oh, and that nade from Pone Cake would have found Defilade had he not made that smart choice to rotate out. Trip now coming back. Might surprise Defilade here. I don't think he's going to be ready on this corner. Ooh, they're just missing each other. They're just on the other side. Trip does find the angle, though. And we'll remove Defilade. Yep, we'll remove him from the game.
SMC just taking their time, trying to find these picks. That house is securely defended. Can't just rush in. That'd be suicide, sir.
Yeah, it would be a pretty silly thing for them to do. They are now getting set up here in lane 2. They've got a ton of folks upstairs here. I mean, this is really what I'm worried about, is how are they going to clear this upstairs? I would imagine it's going to be a series of grenades.
Grenades, flashes.
We got to be
Even
pretty
smokes,
vigilant
but
about this.
You have to use utility on this objective, guaranteed.
And
Unless you get really creative.
Trip avoiding some of those shots there from upstairs in the spawn house, and now still in our 4v4, but half of the time is gone. A nice nade or smoke grenade there from Landon. Will blind lane 2, but not
And
quite
a
lane 1 in the
frag,
Oh,
but it's short.
Okay, nobody dies to that. Landon
Kill the guy spawn out.
is going to find Technic upstairs, but the callouts will still be available. Grenades are dropping down from the upstairs like crazy. Landon finds another from the outside.
And Landon Jordan finishes off Potato Bot after he made a tragic peek out the window. Sickness rushes upstairs, secures his point. James Bow comes around, but Triple finds it, giving SMC a 3-0 lead.
There it is. Oh, you know what? My favorite part of that round was Trip not getting his high five. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, no, we love Trip. We love Trip. Or like him at least. I don't know. Love's a little strong.
Yeah. I barely know him, but you know, he's a good.
I
He's a
kind
good,
of know him. I haven't seen him in person.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
All right, we've got.
He's a good boy.
Who's a good boy? Trip's a good boy. He's got 3 kills.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's doing his job.
He is the definition of a good boy. But a pretty solid showing from SMC here in map 2. I mean, this was exactly what I was talking about before this round started. They are not down and out just because they lost a map. I think that's true of almost any team, you know, in the sort of top half of the league. Is if they lose a map, it doesn't really shake the foundation too much. They still have strong plays on other maps that they can lean on.
And SMC, even though they are considered like one of the greatest teams, they're not used to losing. They constantly play up against top tier teams and are forced to, you know, like map 3 and take losses every once in a while. This is all part of the mentality that they've trained for.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, we will see SMC now on the defense, looking to close out map 2. 4-0 in a quick response to Mayhem's 4-0 Q1 win in round 1. Map 1, I should say. Map, round, match.
Yeah, same thing.
All kinds of, it's just words, you know? It's
Words.
Just,
Yeah.
It's just frickin'
Like,
words.
like, what's our jobs about, you know?
Yeah.
Words. Who needs them?
Frickin' words, man. If I had a nickel for every time I had to use words, I'd have a really weird way of making money.
I mean, if we went professional, we wouldn't be far off from that.
That is true. That is true. In my future contract, I will be asked, or I will be asking to get paid by nickels per word. Grenades coming out early from SMC. Look at that coordination. 2 and 3 both hit almost at the same exact time. Mayhem, though, not getting caught out, staying tucked in on spawn. SMC looks
as if they studied.
Oh, it's almost like that. SMC's got a long wait ahead of them as Mayhem now slow up their approach quite a bit. Still just waiting to get set up entirely.
And Mayhem have got quite the challenge ahead of them. 4 people in the middle house.
Oh yeah, they've got to find the right combination of equipment and positioning to try to unseat at least Pwn Cake. I mean, they've got to get past Pwn Cake first. And that's no easy feat. Doesn't really matter which team you are. It's not an uncommon position, so they should be aware that he is there. But getting somebody out of that spot can be really challenging, especially if you've got reinforcements like Sickness on the outside. Sort of watching any other approach from that south street definitely caused some issues.
Mayhem are definitely anticipating a further push than what has actually been done. Taking their time after going through the lane. I think the nades may have spooked them.
I think they're maybe trying to do a beginner's-esque type setup where they just take you know, take ground and then move and then take a little bit more ground and then move, and then they finally get into position.
Oh, and a nice C4 from Sickness. Downing Technic.
That is that is a fantastic C4 placement and utilization by Sickness.
Mayhem down into 4v5.
Sickness just threw his knife at someone. Just throwing a knife at people. See, can we find that knife?
This is what the stream has come down to.
I couldn't find it.
Find that knife.
I didn't try to find it very hard, but I assume it's there. Wookiee and Sickness really looking for each other here. Let's bring the lasers back in. We haven't had the lasers on in Suburbia.
I mean, who doesn't love lasers?
Lasers are fantastic. Punkcake is going to be the one that finds Defilade.
-1.
Yeah, that is correct. It is a -1 Mayhem now with only 3 remaining. Potato and Wookiee on the backside here.
And 4 on objective. 5 on objective. No, it's 4 on objective. I had a bad angle. 4 on objective for SMC. Still no easy feat. There's still a Pancake on the bottom floor. And everyone else guarding the top.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough approach to make. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sickness finding James. That is on the slide. He does find the shot on the slide. Now it's just the 2 members of Mayhem remaining as they inch up to the backside of the house. But I mean, it's gonna be a tall order to take down the entirety of the SMC defense here. Pancake sounding like he's alerted to his position. Wookiee lets out some shots, but the trade is gonna come out.
Yo, confirm that guy downstairs.
And the revive comes in from Wookiee on Potato Bot. Back up to a 2v4 here.
Sickness is going to be the one that finds the confirm. Potato Bot will be the one that finds the refrag. Grenade comes out. Potato does get away. Minute 20 seconds left. 3 members remaining all on the defense. The grenade does come up and out. And there it is. Landon will be downed there. Another nade coming out. Should find maybe one flash. Trip, however, is going to find the kill. Captain Soda with the confirm, and there it is. SMC grab themselves map 2 in the series, 4-0 overall. I just want to take the folks to a quick replay again. I gotta do it.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
I got to watch it.
But I imagine it's really good.
Yeah, this is the one. I believe this is the one. So Potato Bot laying down some of that suppressing fire. Early on, return fire from Pancake there into lane 2. Not going to find anybody early as the offense still gets set up. Still getting set up, and then we see the laser beam. Laser beam set of frags. And this one is going to find Defilade on such a tight angle over that roof. And it's unbelievable. Well placed by Landon there. Man is an absolute genius when it comes to grenades, you know? Oh, apologies. I'm in the wrong scene. I'm going to go to the war room real quick and just cover the...
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for map 3?
Yeah, you better be
Drum
ready for map 3.
roll, please.
You guys already know what it is because I accidentally took you to a view of it, but yes, it is going to be Bazaar.
Bazaar.
Downfall
One of my favorites.
and Tanker were the 2 bans. Just as a quick rehash, you'll have to excuse that war room for being a little finicky, but it's going to be Bazaar that we're going to be going to. All right, we're gonna wait for the teams to ready up and see if there's gonna be any other changes in roster. It does look like SMC is missing one right now. Landon
And it's Landon.
not in for Bazaar, it would seem.
No, that's quite a benching there.
You know, I don't remember the last time I saw Landon play a Bazaar. Now that I think about it, I think he might just not be their starter for that map.
Just really likes those close range maps. I've seen him play Bazaar a couple of times. I've seen clips. So he's certainly not bad at it. Maybe just not his cup of tea.
Maybe not. I know for a fact that Bazaar is not my favorite map to play. It's not. I like casting it, but I am not a big fan of playing it.
I always enjoy a good Bazaar. Both playing and casting. There's so many elements to it from a casting perspective, at least, and a playing perspective as well, that it just meshed together so well on this map. You got long range aspects, short range aspects, corner caps, you name it, it's probably here.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's a good map. I don't have anything against it personally. I just it's one of those, like, you know, you never really find your groove on certain maps. You know, other maps I kind of feel comfortable no matter where I am on it. Bazaar, I tend to want to stick to my routes and have a hard time improvising on it. But that's just...
Let me just write this
yeah,
down.
just
really.
Everyone who has Blaze next week is furiously writing notes as I give away all of our... Oh, no one doesn't play.
Bazaar.
Yeah, play Bazaar twice. Got it.
If we get you next week, can you not ban Bazaar, please? Thank you.
Yeah, we don't ban it. I just don't like playing it. It's
Appreciate it.
We'll still play it.
I appreciate it.
I'll just be, you know, all begrudging about it. Ugh, I guess.
Anything.
Play Bazaar.
Anything to make Nohm4n roll his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not super difficult, I don't think.
We do have our 5th in for SMC. It is a Miracle Dev.
Miracle Dev is back in. He was one of the folks out on the quarantine side of the house when we were playing that map once, and good to see him back in. We'll see what this map decider looks like. I mean, we went 4-0, then we went 0-4. Any predictions on how you think Bazaar is going to go? It is Mayhem's choice.
5-3. I don't know.
Ooh.
Whatever is ending on a cap.
In the way of Mayhem? You're going to say Mayhem will be the one?
That'd be really cool to see Mayhem win, actually. I'm not going to lie. I've always loved rooting for underdogs.
Sure. I mean, the way they've been playing it would really, they're both sort of titans right now. SMC just the older titan with the same name that we all knew, but Mayhem, just Stone Cold Killers rebranded, is definitely
on a tear.
Name.
I like a new name, you know? I just keep saying SMC Tactical and it just gets boring.
Yeah, you hear that, SMC? Change it up.
Yeah, change your name.
Make it CMS. You know, just not in that order.
Or SMC Untactical, or I don't know.
SMC Hodgepodge.
SMC bunch of guys who play Onward. I don't know. They're just a bunch of guys who play Onward, you know? You're not lying.
Just at us, and we'll charge you for the new name.
I'll even stick figure a logo for you if you want.
Ooh, there we go.
It'll look like a 4-year-old drew something for a fridge, but hey, I could use the money.
Who couldn't? Who couldn't use the money? All right, enough of us randomly bantering here. We're ready. We're ready to get back into the game, folks. I'm ready to get back into the game. All right, SMC going to be on defense here in this West Market objective.
Also affectionately named Mini Bazaar. It looks like a smaller bazaar.
Mini Bazaar. What was the other one? I already
West
forgot
Market.
my team's called. Yeah, Mini Market. Mini Market is the one that I usually call it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are defending Mini Market. Mayhem is going to get that pseudo quick spawn. James and Defilade set up their watch here out towards the center, looking for anybody crossing to Kayat. SMC not going to send anybody quite that far.
Ooh, and a nice smoke goes out into the Mini Bazaar. Not really blocking anybody's view, though, but aesthetics.
Well, it's doing a pretty decent job of keeping Trip from seeing all the way down the street where Potato Bot is positioned, but it's not going to be useful in the sense that no one's going to run in through it. There's nobody anywhere close to this smoke. Trip having to duck out a few bullets as Potato Bot sends a little bit of pre-fire his way. James now made his way across the street. Him and Wookie should be taking this bazaar pretty quickly. Mayhem just taking their time to get set up. This is something we've seen a lot in their rounds, is they take their time, they watch their angles, they communicate about their next move, and then they make the execution happen. And there you can hear a little bit of Defilade's comms as they're doing just that. They start getting set up. So once the north leg gets set up, that's when the south starts to push across. But who is that up in the... That is Wookie. So let's take a look at Wookie's scene here, as he's going to be looking for... That is Sickness up in the north. But he's going to make this cross as that defender is pretty tucked in. And now the offense finally making their way in towards the courtyard here. So they're gonna have to deal with... That wasn't Sickness. That was Miracle Dev. Sickness and Pound Cake is who they're going to have to deal with here, because they are holding down this eastern approach, but staying relatively tucked in.
Deflate's making a relatively noisy approach here into this southernmost building of this alleyway. Sickness probably has heard it by now. Guess he's choosing not to radio it in. A nade goes out from James. Doesn't find anyone. He was anticipating Pone Cake to be in that kind of alcove thing there, but he wasn't.
Wookie,
Someone in orange one.
Wookie had to rotate out there as Miracle Dev was laying some shots down on him. He did not manage to find him in that window as he was looking.
Ooh, and here comes Deflate coming through quietly, but I think Sickness really has the advantage on this corner pick here. He can just peek out at any time he wants.
Oh, definitely.
Deflate's not even paying attention.
A quick,
Sickness
easy
there.
kill for Sickness there. You gotta love when they just fall into your lap like that, you know? It's not very often that kills will...
It's almost thrilling. They're right there.
Yeah.
But when do I pounce?
Very
He's
true.
like a tiger.
Nade coming out towards Miracle Dev's position, not gonna land now.
Technic has probably heard Sickness's really loud voice.
James does find Miracle Dev in the north. It's opening up this lane for them as two of them are pushing this north street now. James taking a couple of test shots out. Now Captain Soda have to be careful with his rotations. Technic can stay alive long enough, and Potato Bot, they can make a little bit of noise and distract Captain Soda. Be a good time for them to make that push.
I think it would also be good for, I believe that was Potato to distract Sickness if he can. Sickness is basically guarding where Technic needs to cross.
Yeah, Soto does find James on that cross, but Wookie will be the one that gets that quick refrag, and Technic gets Sickness on the inside, and quickly the SMC defense is falling apart. Pwnecake now forced to rotate, is looking for Potato Bot on the corner, does find one.
Okay, now has to force to rotate again. There isn't that much coverage on objective. This is the perfect time for Technic to play his cards. But, oh, he chooses to go across the street. Will he get on objective? No, he doesn't. And SMC Tactical takes the round.
And a great play there by Trip at the end to find two on objective. In fact, let's go to the replay. Ba-ba-da-ba. Quick refrag, and Technic gets take a look at this
See, I feel
replay.
left out in these. I feel left out.
I know you don't really have a good say in it. That's kind of the only problem. But Pwnecake there finding Potato Bot as he made his final push through. Trip cleaning up James, pushing all the way west, and then Wookie hoping to get a cap in there, found out by Trip. And Pwnecake with that final frag will quickly eliminate Mayhem's people advantage and get themselves a round. Not too shabby.
If you could just email me the replays, that'd be great.
I will send them to you. I'll hand draw them. And then I will
And mail them?
Yeah, I will snail mail them
dude.
to you. Yeah.
Nah, dude. No, there's a more effective way to do this. Write out a detailed description and then have it sent to me via Morse code.
Got it. Yeah. I'll send it via Telegram. Triple nipple rounds the corner. Stop. He fires his weapon. 12 rounds exit the chamber. Stop. Yes.
In reality, I'd be going through my headphones. All you hear is like.
Ooh, I have not updated the scoreboard in quite some time. Go ahead and do that.
You gotta stop sending out telegrams, man.
That's true. I'll update the score after this round here, since we're already into gameplay. Mayhem's gonna be on the defense as SMC starts off map 3 with a win. We'll see if they can continue the tear. If Mayhem here is gonna lock their defensive round down. That's the problem with replays. See, it's a give and a take. My replays start working, and then I'll forget to do scoreboard stuff. It's
Yeah, they're like a drug, man. Once you start, you just
it's
other parts
I
of your
like
life just fade away.
I have a finite amount of attention span, and if I have to devote any to keying in replays, then unfortunately the scoreboard's gonna be a little lacking.
One day, all the casters will move in together and just be on the same computer, same mic.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, that'd be one heck of a sleepover.
The casting house, man. We already talked about this. It's gonna happen. We're all gonna move into a house in Long Beach. There's gonna be lots of drama. You know.
We can have a whole reality TV show.
Yeah. It's gonna be a whole, like, the Twitch stream won't end when the game ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna be tons and tons of awesome caster action.
Me being extremely profane and Nightfire taking offense to it, and you know.
Yeah. Pretty textbook stuff, really.
Exactly.
I defilade here, looking upstairs for Pwnecake. Pwncake's gonna be the one that spots him, though. Defilade not even close to aware. The kill will get confirmed. Now Mayhem down to just 4 players. SMC gets set up on their push here.
A very far push from Deathblade, nonetheless. He got halfway up that alleyway while the rest of his team is back on objective. A little risky.
Yeah, definitely a dangerous push to make. I mean, it's great to catch unsuspecting players, but I would not put SMC into the
Unsuspecting list.
Yeah, they would not be ones to get caught out by that. Captain Soda sounds like he's gonna hear Potato Bot as the callouts from him come out pretty nicely. A nice set of smokes here as SMC sets up what I imagine is their push through this courtyard. They've got all 5 up in a nice little line here across the objective. Captain Soda making the push in towards Potato Bot's building. Will he be ready on this corner? And the smoke placement is good.
Potato Bot pops up. He hears Captain Soda, but he turns away at the wrong time. Pwnecake also down, confirms Technic while we were watching that.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Timing. It's all about timing. James now and Wookie, the only 2 left, as Pwnecake makes that 1 left. Finding the kill onto James, and now we'll be seeing a push for the OBJ as Wookie rotates back to try to stop the cap. Wookie does find... Look at the distance on that frag. Good golly, Miss Molly. Does find Pwnecake with that frag. Now Sickness and Trip on the inside of the OBJ. And Sickness will be the one that finds the trade and gets SMC their second round win. And now it's time to fix the scoreboard. Now I'm here fixing scoreboards.
No replay, only scoreboard.
Oh, is it also Suburbia twice? Wrong. Wrong, Nohm4n. It's bizarre. All right,
That's
there
right.
we
That's Tactical 1 Suburbia with only 2 rounds.
There we go.
Oh, now I get what you meant by that. You see, I can't see the scoreboard either.
That's right.
I'm left out.
You're out
Ladies
of all
and
of my inside jokes with it's us, me and the viewers. We all have inside jokes that you just can't be a part of.
Well, I'm sorry. My Windows decided to update. I got to hang out with that.
So that's your punishment. Next time you'll know to always do Windows updates the moment they come out. You just drop everything and you push Windows updates. That's the key.
Will do. That was torture, man. Seeing Nohm4n have fun on his cast with all the viewers and knowing that I just get stuck behind doing nothing, just updating.
You're just here to be a pretty face.
Yeah, I'm the eye candy.
Pretty name for the face.
I'm the eye candy on a show where we don't show face cam at all.
That's right. That's right. You're too pretty for camera. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a face for radio.
All right. Teams are ready. They're good to go. I am good to go. SMC on defense. Now we're going to be defending this Kayat objective. Round 3.
This is Mayhem's chance to cap and tie it back up, keeping them in this series. It is down to this map, ladies and gentlemen, if you've just joined us. Mayhem taking map 1, which was Quarantine, and SMC taking Suburbia. Both in sweeps, I believe.
Correct. 4-0. 4-0 sweeps on both sides, so this is the battle for the game. Mayhem sets up with a 3-2 push. They've got 3 coming in on the east side. 2 pushing southwest. Definitely it's going to be the early pick finder as he grabs Captain Soda on the inside there.
Green 2 or 3.
Callouts coming out for Miracle Dev's position as well, and now the lasers are all over him. They're looking for him. Defilade does the trading again.
I got a second. I need a res now.
He is still going to be alive. SMC now down to just 3 members. Less than 30 seconds into the round. This is a quicker Mayhem, one we have not really had a chance to see so far this series. They have been very methodical in their approach.
And Technic gets the revive, bringing it back up to a 5v3. SMC at the disadvantage here. This objective, I think, usually favors Marsoc a bit more than Volk.
Yeah, definitely. If the devs are watching, those upstairs caps are no bueno. We need to get those patched on out of this game because they make this a very difficult objective to defend, especially when you're running with a deficit of players like SMC is right now.
Yeah, when you're down to 1v, even just a 1v1, you have 4 spots to watch over and make noise around it. It's not fun at all defending.
Defilade priming a nade here. I wonder if he's going to opt for Pomecake's position. Will indeed, but the frag a little too low. Not going to find the kill there. Another one landing upstairs. Not going to find anything either, and Mayhem now looking...
2 east. No, 2 west. I don't fucking know. C2.
And Triple doesn't know which direction is which. It's a good fact to know as he rushes upstairs, tries to find Defilade on the stairs. The smart rotation keeps him alive. As the rest of the offense gets set up, you can sort of see they're starting to encircle like sharks.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Alright, I can't sing anymore, though. I think we'll get demonetized.
Yeah. Then we get shut down. Well,
then John Williams will come by. And...
Sleepy was doing some rendition of, I can't remember what, and I was like, come on, man. This is how we get kicked off of Twitch. Sicknesses, C4 will find James. We saw him toss that early in the round. And now Pwnecake looking for the kill onto Wookie or Defilade. Not going to be the one that finds him. Trip.
I traded with him behind the stairs. Come res me. I'm upstairs.
And there it is. Trip going to be rezzed by Sickness upstairs. A lot of yelling
A
happening.
little bit of panic going on the side of SMC. I don't think they really have a full picture of what's going on.
Trip gets res just to get shot by Wookie as he pushes out onto the north side. Not really sure why he chose to do that, as they were pretty still well defended. Now Technic starting to push up here on the belly.
A little bit of panic coming out from SMC, but they shouldn't. They've brought back from a 5v3 to a 2v3. I'm sorry, a 3v2. So they're definitely making some progress on their end in the round on its own. Especially for such an exposed objective like this.
Yeah, this is such a tricky one. Defilade looking for one. Sickness going to be the one that stops Technic from potentially getting a cap, but it looks like Technic is looking for him. Pwnecake is finding the equalizer as he gets Defilade. Technic down Sickness, however. Now Pwnecake has to rotate back through to try and find him.
And a nade on Pwncake's old objective could have confirmed the round for Mayhem. That rotation was just so lucky. Pwnecake knows exactly where Worky is. Nabs that kill.
Oh, and he almost finds Technic. He tucks in just in time. It's a 1v1. What's Technic going to do here? Pwnecake has to protect against this cap. He should have relatively accurate counts. Technic pops out, gets the kill, but unfortunately the round goes the way of SMC. And what a trade it is. SMC going up 3-0 in his final map. There we go. I've got the scoreboard updated this time. Don't you worry.
This is a very Marsoc biased objective. And now Mayhem have the defense of their lives coming up here. It is make it or break it for Mayhem on defense against SMC on an objective that kind of leads in their favor. Not gonna be easy, but it can be done.
Definitely can be done. I would not put it past them. Their defenses were strong on Quarantine, but since Quarantine, they have not been able to win a single defensive or offensive round, as SMC is on a complete tear now. 7 unanswered points up on the board.
You see, I wouldn't know that. I was kind of absent.
You just got to keep pouring salt into that wound. Just pouring it in. Just pouring it in. I understand. I understand. No, it's all right. We had a great series.
A little salty.
There was you know, it was a pretty slow-paced Quarantine map, so you didn't miss too much. I mean, it was good. It was good action. It was just
hey,
paced
any
well.
4-0 against SMC is definitely good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Some great plays there by Mayhem, but they need to find those great plays now, because this is it, folks. If they can't lock this defense down, SMC will take the map and the series. Well, let's see here. Round 4 popping off here, as the defense now looking to set up. Try to stop this SMC tactical train from rolling over them. They've got 2 across already in the northwest. The center will get across just fine. Early shots ringing out from Miracle Dever, just suppressing one member of the defense there as they make their push across. Okay, it's starting to get set up here into the north. The defense in some pretty interesting spots. 2 on the inside here in this courtyard, 1 on the other side, and then 2 upstairs. No one on objective. That's what's kind of crazy about this. There is absolutely 0 people. Really, with even eyes on objective. I mean, Technic's the closest.
Yeah, I've always known SMC to be able to just sneak into places so quick and cap so quick. So.
Oh, Sickness is all about those quick caps. That's how he butters his bread.
Signature.
Yeah, Pancake looking for James. James botching the frag there, almost killing himself. Pancake still looking for the kill. Oh, and the trade comes out. James will win that trade. Pancake is down and out. Now the rotation will have to come out to get the res.
Luckily, no one is around to counter that rotation, so relatively safe.
There it is. I mean, I'm never really a proponent of double peeking something, but if it gets you the kill, I suppose all's well that ends well. Sickness and Soda now setting up their smokes. Trip joining in on the smoke fun.
A blaze, if you will.
Haha. Indeed, a nice nade
Oh,
coming
and a
out
nice
there.
nade coming out. Nab's trip.
And there it is. That grenade buff really rearing its ugly head here on some of these throws.
Seeing a lot more incredible nade action.
Yeah, so I mean, they're supposed to have added fragmentation to it, so chunks of metal can hit you, but because there's no visual representation of them, it just kind of looks silly. And it makes the grenades look a little arbitrary. Captain Soda's going to find Defilade on rotation back to his position. And now SMC with 3, Mayhem with 4. Still a res possible for SMC, but not sure we're actually going to see it. Wow, I'm stuck in a cable. Technic now pushing, or I'm sorry, Captain Soda pushing up on Technic's position. He should be hearing this. He's tucked in on the corner. He does find him, taking a few shots himself.
And Trip's in a pretty darn good position to be calling out defensive locations to figure out where SMC would want to cap if they choose to do so.
Indeed, it would be pretty good. The smoke setup there is pretty decent from Sickness. Should blind at least the left-hand side there. Now Potato Bot making his position known. Wookie almost catching a few rounds in the back. Technic returns fire, and now Trip is in danger again. Ooh, that flash a little short. Yeah, it doesn't look like it tagged
Yeah,
him.
he's doing callouts. It's a little hard to do callouts when you're under flash.
Indeed, but Technic is going to be the one that cleans up Trip. Now James will be in trouble here with Sickness as Miracle Dev is on the inside.
Mayhem leading with 4 people versus 2. 2 of them are right next to James right here.
Oh, I don't think he's ready for this. I don't think James is even close to aware that Sickness is there. Yeah, the surprise is there. He does find the kill. Now SMC just has 1 remaining, and he is under fire. Miracle Dev returning rounds.
Former member of Mayhem is here to defeat his own team, but he has to clean up all 4 of them if he wants to do so.
He's got 70 seconds to do it.
And the clock is definitely not on his side.
No, definitely not. This defense pulling through in the end here. Takes a few
Nice
shots out
pre-fire
towards Technic.
Technic.
And the
Nade!
nade! The nade will be the thing that seals the deal for Mayhem.
What a rocket!
And
What a rocket!
very nice throw from Technic there to get.
Pass the hot sauce, pour it on there, and chuck it.
Let's
What a nade.
let's take a look at that in the old replay situation.
Is that the nade of the week? I don't know. I think.
There's been a couple pretty interesting nades.
Well, it has my vote. It has my vote.
That is for sure. Definitely not in this defense. And here it comes as Miracle Dev starts to make his push into the center. Technic decides, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. Have one of these, Miracle Dev. Boom! And the airburst will find Miracle Dev and clean that round up.
Give it a kiss and yeet it. say goodbye.
Oh, yeah. All right, we are back to the scoreboard, which, of course, is...
Updated.
Nope, it's not. It's not 1-4. SMC hasn't won. Don't be silly, Nohm4n. It is 1-3 as Mayhem finds their first round win in 7 unanswered points. 7 unanswered points from SMC. So not quite out of this yet. They do have to find their offensive round here, and it will be the Northeast Hotel position. They'll have to attack.
SMC definitely found the groove there for a second there. After Mayhem just showed them how to start off a game.
Yeah, they started off hot. Couple of nice picks early on.
I think Mayhem is beginning to take it back here. You say?
I don't like having him off.
It's entirely possible. I mean, based on scheduling, I would hope that they don't, because we have a game coming up in just about 30 minutes.
Well, maybe they'll cap.
The Danglers.
Oh, no, that wouldn't finish the game. I'm thinking ESL rule set.
Yeah. Well, a cap would still be nice. It'd be a nice little time.
Cap.
But we've got Danglers and Globochem coming up on this channel. I mean, honestly, the stream might not even die before the next game has to start, so don't go anywhere. Don't you touch that dial.
We can't abandon this game for Danglers.
Oh, God, no. We will finish this game.
It's going to be good. Don't get me wrong, but this is awesome so far.
I'm just saying there won't be any closing of the stream and restarting it. I think we'll just get right into the Globochem matchup. Once this match wraps, but it has not yet wrapped. James and Potato both looking to try to get their picks here into the courtyard as the rest of the offense either pushes up far north or making that southeast approach. Taking a look here on the map, SMC set up in a little half circle around the OBJ. Pretty standard stuff. The offense just looking for long-range picks. Get out of the wall.
Yeah, Mayhem reverting back to what I assume was how they played Quarantine. Once again, I didn't see it. But they are looking for those picks to get them that early advantage coming into the objective area.
Trip is just catching nades left and right today. Another very
Great
nice
for baseball. Not here.
laser beam from Defilade is going to find a down onto Trip. He is quickly rezzed as there is no eyes on that position just yet. Just getting set up here still. Wookie looking for Captain Soda to make a mistake there as he pushes through. And we're starting to see the offense get real close already. Potato on the inside of the Kayat objective building and Technic on the north wall. Starting to sort of close the loop here. And they're running a, what is called the hammer and anvil technique. They've got 2 guys set up just waiting on the east, 3 making their push through on the Kayat. They're just sort of pincering them.
Forcing them to look in 2 directions at the same time and defend both directions as well.
Yeah, very challenging thing to do, no matter what game you're playing. A war of 2 fronts can be very dangerous, but so far, staying tucked in, have not caught wind of any members of the offense just yet. Smoke's coming out, and a frag looking like it's a little bit, yeah. Flash and frag all falling a little short of the inside of the wall here. Now shots come out from Wookie towards Captain Soda's position. He's going to have to stay tucked in. He wants to be careful. Another frag coming out. Just missing Trip again. Short on the corner as he stays tucked into this wall. Wow. You be any more tucked into the wall there, Trip? Sickness and Technic will trade on the north, so it's a 4v4.
Ooh, but Defilade and Pwnecake next door neighbors right now. Who will see who first? But Defilade's looking down. That's not the right side. There's Pwnecake right there.
There it is. He's going to find the kill. Mayhem down to just 2. SMC looking strong to win this map already. James now pushing in through the alleyway in the north. Looking for Trip. I thought they fixed these kinematics. Some crouch kinematics going wrong. The smoke's coming in. Not quite the positioning he wanted. All that smoke going into the wall. Now, oh, and Pone Cake is going to find him with a frag toss all the way up north. Potato Bot does get Miracle Dev on the inside, however.
Bringing it down to a 1.5 v3.
Looks like he's going to try and opt to get that res. He's got a 1.5 minutes. It's should be almost enough time if he can find it. Keep moving, buddy. Wow, I wish I would have seen that Pone Cake 1000 IQ nade he opted to toss there. And now a 1.5 minutes left, 2v3. Can Mayhem stay alive in this series? Potato Bot putting a few shots down at Dark Alley before he rotates out. Captain Soda's going to be looking for him on the inside there. And just going to pop on over to his viewpoint. He is the closest. Triple calling out.
I'm not. No, you're not.
Shots coming out from James. Don't shoot each other. Okay, 53 seconds left as they make their approach into the objective. Captain Soda definitely aware of Potato's position. But if Potato can force a rotation out or something like that where Captain Soda's got his attention somewhere else, he does find himself a down. Now Trip rotates in to try to get the res, but Pone Cake will find Potato. The res comes out onto Soda. Now it's a 1v3. James has 30 seconds to try to close this series out and find a win for Mayhem, but no. Captain Soda will get the final kill, and SMC will take the map and the match here on Master League 1. A great series. 10 kills for Pone Cake there, 7 for Technic on the Mayhem side. Great series for both teams. Let's take a look at the final scores. We're coming at you with a 5-8 SMC tactical victory over Mayhem. And a pretty fantastic series overall. Any thoughts on this matchup for the folks before we take a short intermission?
Definite good start from Mayhem. Definitely a team to watch out for, as they're showing pretty strong, even without their former team captain from the former SMC Tactical. But I'm sorry, from the former Stone Cold Killers. I'm getting my S's mixed up, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's. I don't think that's who you thought it was.
Todd doesn't know what he's talking about.
Todd has made a few mistakes. Yeah, well, a great series overall. I'm glad we were able to cast this one. I'm happy I decided to pick it up in the long run. But yeah, we're going to take a short break here. I'm actually probably not even going to kill the stream, though I will restart the countdown timer in just a little bit. Well, maybe I'll restart the stream. We'll see. But we're going to be bringing you Danglers and Globochem here, a top-tier matchup. First place versus fourth place, I want to say. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. We are going to be back. I'm not even going to do the full sign-off. We'll be back in just a little bit. Yes, Todd will be signing off. Sleepy will be joining me on that cast. But thank you, Todd, for joining me in the co-casting chair today. I do appreciate it.
Alrighty. Bye-bye, everybody.
Sounds good. We will be back in just about 20-ish minutes. See you in a little bit.